So what you're looking at now is a shot that we see every week from golfers who are trying to hit their fairway woods effectively. We're going to show you what you need to have in your bag if you have slower club head speed, or probably if you're over 50. So we're going to introduce everyone to Jason Bodie, who's our club fitter here at AMGC. Jason fits a lot of golfers for fairway woods. And we've got 4 numbers on the screen here that you like to look at when fitting fairway woods. You want to walk everyone through what those parameters are?
Absolutely. So we work with a lot of different players here, and what I have here is players who have difficulty getting the ball up in the air, maybe have a slower club head speed. So what we like to do is get a little more loft in your hands, but we also want to look at your attack angle, and then I can match that up with your launch and your spin rate.
So what we just saw there on Shaun's last swing, positive angle of attack, which would you say that's a common thing you see?
100%. So a lot of players feel like they need to get the ball, help the ball get up in the air instead of kind of hitting down, compressing the ball, and let the loft of the club launch for you.
Anytime the ball's sitting on the ground, a fairway wood's going to be your, especially if you have a 3-wood, your least amount of loft you have in your hands. It's very natural to start to try to help it in the air if you don't have the speed. When you do that, you do exactly what Shaun did there. You're going to hit it low. So a max height of 35 feet ain't going very far because you're hitting it off the bottom of the club.
Yep.
Yeah, and depending on your club head speed.
Yeah.
If you're hanging back and hitting up and hitting it low in the face, the ball's not going to go anywhere.
It's not going to go
You're
anywhere.
not doing yourself any favors. I feel like most people don't need a 3-wood.
No. So, and then too, like they're getting hotter. So like your distance control wise can get a little off. But our main concern is getting the ball up in the air, creating some spin, especially again, for the players who need to help, they have a little bit slower club head speed.
Which is typically golfers over 50, just about to be.
I'm the
This guy.
Yeah.
Not
So
quite yet.
in my bag, 4-wood, 7-wood.
Yeah.
Love them because, like you said, if you get them in the air, they're going to go farther.
Yep.
From a instructional standpoint, Shaun, what would you do to give a golfer some help in how to get that angle of attack down so we can see if it's a speed issue, if he's got enough speed to hit low loft and fairway woods, or if we need to get the angle of attack right plus add some loft to the equation?
So in that particular swing there, to produce that upward angle of attack, I hung back too much, and that's what we see a lot of players do in our golf lessons. It's a lot of hang back and trying to scoop this fairway wood because it doesn't look like it has a lot of loft. So if that's you, shift your weight a little bit more on top of the ball so when you release it, you can try to get, I like just 0.
Yeah, 0's fine. It really depends on how your ball responds to 0, right? So let's use Shaun, because these are very common numbers we see in lessons.
Yeah.
I know Jason sees those in fittings all the time. Let's see if we can move Shaun into more optimal numbers here with a little swing help, hopefully, because we don't want to do that in the swing, and then maybe if we need to with the club change.
Yep.
So let's have Shaun, let's just go with the cue of, see if you can get a little more coverage, Shaun, where you're not falling back to your back foot.
Yeah.
And like you're going to get a little more level through the hit.
Yeah, let's see if I can chip one out there with a level hit. Missed it a little bit low in the face. Probably not as, that was a little more down. A little bit too much.
So we got a little more down,
Yep.
which is fine.
But again,
and the
low
height
on-
came up.
Low on the face.
Yep.
So I'm not going to hit it high enough there.
Well, that brings us into another parameter we're going to do a separate video on about the arc height, low point height.
So I'll try one more,
Okay.
see if I can cruise one here. That was better.
Sounded much better. Okay, roughly the same angle of attack.
Yeah.
Now, you're not going to completely, no matter who you are, get rid of mishits. Right?
yeah.
We're all human.
But for me, that's in the ballpark, one down.
99 feet,
and
really
100
good.
feet in the air.
You good with that spin?
Really good numbers. Yeah, good spin there. Almost 3,300, 1.5 down. Good height, good launch. Very
So
good
that'll
numbers.
work.
Yeah.
Okay, now, Shaun's got higher than typical club head speed for a golfer over 50.
Yes.
So let's say he gets that angle of attack, but we still see the height too low.
Yep.
Let's say we're up in that 45. Is 45, 50 feet high enough to take advantage of that little loft?
No. What I would do on a club fitting, I would start off with loft. That's how I like to control
Okay.
my launch angle. That's where I would start at. And then after that, I would change out shafts.
So you'll actually see a player increase loft and hit it farther because the ball's being more optimized.
Yeah, they're getting proper launch and proper spin. A lot of players, especially when they come in here, they look at the total
Right.
rollout. We want to optimize their launch
for carry.
and carry.
Especially with the fairway wood.
Especially for
green.
going in for greens, going
Yeah.
to par, long par fours, getting to par fives and two.
So you built me this higher lofted wood. Is that what you would go to if you saw me hitting it too low?
Yes, that's where I'd start at. Yep, I'd start with the loft of the club first, and then I would just loft, and then I would change shaft.
Okay. And I know when we have lessons, we like to look through the bag, right? Just to see if anything in the bag is creating a obstacle for the player to try to overcome, which makes the game way more difficult. We see a lot of golfers with lower club head speeds with 13-degree 3-woods, 3 irons even 4 irons now are so strongly lofted.
Crazy.
And it's just 2-3 bags in your club that are going to be very, very, very difficult to consistently hit because you want to know where those misses go.
Yep.
Your best shot isn't what we want to calibrate.
We're trying to make the game easier.
100%. All right, so we got some loft in there now. What's the loft on this one?
I think it's.
That's 23 degrees.
23.
Okay,
So-
perfect.
I like these because as golfers get older, you lose club head speed. All you really have to do is make decent contact, and literally the club doesn't
just
work.
goes.
The
Yeah.
equipment's so
These
good
Titleist-
now. The balls are so good.
Yeah.
The GT woods.
Pro
very good,
V1.
Very good. And a Pro V1 that will do just right for you. So I'll try to kind of just cruise one, maybe kind of half speed, just to
Okay,
make
swing-wise,
contact.
you're trying to keep the angle of attack roughly the same?
Yeah, I'm going to
Okay.
try to clip. So, we'll do a drill here in a minute. I'm just trying to take the bottom of the club and brush it on the grass.
Yeah.
That's it.
Not trying to take a divot.
No, I'm just trying to. That's a great image, is just brushing the grass, letting the club kind of make that sound. You don't want to hear that, and you don't want to hear
Nothing.
nothing. So I'll just chip one here and see if I can make a decent pass at one. A little low on the face, which is what a lot of people would do. But see that? So that's
Okay.
interesting. So that wasn't a great hit, but I still got the height, even though I hit it a touch low on the face.
Yeah.
Right. Where the one before, when you had the angle of attack better and hit a little low on the face, you got destroyed on the height.
30 something feet.
Yeah, 48 feet, I think it was, yeah.
So let me see if I can do a little better. Better. Yeah, 122. So we might have gone too far.
Might have
but
gone
still,
too far.
Well,
so,
for him, but if he's got slower club head
That's
speed,
it.
that's going to optimize
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
That
that's
was
where
the
you're
whole
at.
point of that, yeah.
now you're launching at 15 and a half, 122 feet. That's really good.
Is there kind of just putting you on the spot a little bit with this one, like if you have a club head speed of 95 miles an hour, well, we'll just make it 100. Is there kind of you really don't want to see a player's, this number of loft in their bag is like a 13-degree 3-wood going to be very difficult for that player typically to.
More times than not, it's a little more difficult, but it is, player to player is all a little bit different. So that's the great thing about club fitting and everything like that. So we're going to optimize your equipment
For you.
For you.
Yeah.
So it depends on the player and how they interact with the golf ball.
If you're not carrying your
But if you're not-
3-woods far enough,
Yeah. Say if you're 100 miles an hour club head speed and you're only carrying your 3-wood, say 220, 225, you're not optimizing your launch, spin, and your numbers.
I think a lot of folks out there listening to this video aren't carrying it.
No. You got to look at your carry numbers more than your total numbers.
More than the number on the club.
Yeah, 100%. And then even the number on the club, you want to think about, look at the loft of the club, not necessarily 3-wood, 4-wood.
cares?
Nobody cares. Like all the manufacturers have different labels. So you can just go.
So a 3-wood, a fairway wood, I should say, no matter what the number is, should be designed, or you should be able to hit it. One, I think we see a lot of golfers use them less off the tee, more off the ground now.
Yep.
So it's got to have a trajectory coming down for it to be useful.
Yeah.
That's where this height comes in. Because if you want to hold a green on a par 5, you don't want it coming in like skipping a stone. It's got to come in like dropping a stone.
Yeah, that's what a lot of tour players now are going to 4-woods, 5-woods, 7-woods, 9-woods. Yeah. So they just want to hit it high and straight, land it nice and soft. They don't really want to work the ball a whole lot. Some players do still, but for the most part, they just want to hit it high and straight, and that's where
3-woods have gotten so hot.
Yeah,
they're like drivers, and they're not great approach clubs anymore. All right, so if you're over 50 and you're not pounding your fairway woods right now, look at lofting up. Swing-wise, check angle of attack. Let's do a quick drill, Shaun, for that angle of attack.
I've been giving this drill for 100 years. It's really good. You just take a tee, set it down on the ground with the tee facing the target, and then set up to it like you're going to hit a shot.
So the big part of the tee will be the ball. In
Yeah,
this
and
case.
it's so good because you really can do this drill off a mat at home, and it gives you something to hit at. And not only that, it keeps you honest we'll talk about this in another video, it keeps you honest on your your arc height of the club coming in, right? I really need to be able to control how high club is coming in, not just the low point. So I'll make a few practice swings just to feel a brush of the ground. I try to feel pretty wide in my trail arm. I don't want to be narrow and then have to throw the arm late, because I think that either gets you too much in the ground, and I'm trying not to hang back. So if I do it right, if you do it right, you should be able to clip this tee without banging into the mat too much. Let me try an easy one. And I did it. So if you can do that and clip that tee, that means the height of the club was correct, and as long as you don't fat it into the mat, the low point was correct, where it was when it struck the tee. So you're killing two birds with one stone. You got your angle of attack, which is going to be pretty level, just coming in and not banging the ground, and you got your low point or arc height under control, which is going to allow you to hit the vertical sweet spot, not just the horizontal, which is important, especially with these 3-woods if they're a little deep faced. You have to make sure you got control of your arc height and your low point to hit them solid. So work on that little tee drill. Do it every day in your basement off a mat. You will come out in the spring hitting your fairway woods on the button.
Jason, thanks for helping us out in this video. You want to come in on some more? I think a lot of people enjoy equipment videos, especially how it relates, because this is a two-part equation, right? The equipment side is certainly going to affect every club you swing, as well as the swing is going to affect every club you buy. So we want to dial both of those in. Excellent drill, excellent advice on the club fitting. If you're over 50, what's that?
Come see our boy Jason for a fitting. He's the best I've ever been around.
Yeah, Jason's great. That's why we're going to start using him more often. I mean, we can't have enough good-looking faces on the camera at one
You
time.
just can't.